How's it going, my fellow comic book nerds and nerdettes? How's it going? Today, I'll even be so kind as to say, how do you do to the DC fans? How do you do? Today, yes, gonna bring you some more comic books to show you guys to quickly talk about. Today's comic books are all just new issues. Was able to pick up all my new stuff in the city. Didn't have to order online this time. But I got about 2-3 weeks worth of stuff in there, and out of the stuff that I'm currently collecting, I only missed one, which was Amazing X-Men number 4, which was a great series by Jason Aaron, and of course featuring the return of the Nightcrawler. So unfortunately, that's the only one I wasn't able to get. So let's just get into it. Show you my recent comic booky goodness. Yeah. So unfortunately, no back issues right now. First, I'll show you guys this. Picked this up too. Never watched it in theaters. Found this at Costco. Just a Blu-ray, 21 bucks. Thought it was a good price, so I'll pick it up. I watched most of it, but I had a glass of rum and coke, and I fell asleep near the end. So I don't even know how it ended with the dark elves there. Really, kind of woke up just before the credits ended, but. So far, it looks amazing, looks cool, but, you know, Thor I kind of like. The last one was okay, you know, there were some funny spots, and Thor's an okay movie, and the character, but I probably don't get as excited about Thor as some of the other Marvel characters, but still really good, and of course had to get the Marvel movie for the collection. So anyways, give me your guys' thoughts. Did I fall asleep because of the rum and coke, or did I fall asleep because of the movie? Leave your comments below on that. First, I'm going to show you guys these two titles, actually, from my last comic book haul. I forgot to show you guys these, and I couldn't believe I missed them. Saga, man, this was a great cover, Chapter 18. How could I miss showing you guys this? I mean, Scott, he probably really loves getting this issue. I think his favorite character is the Lion Cat. So, pretty cool. And here is the first issue of ElfQuest, the final quest, and there was a prelude before. So this is the first issue of that. So sorry, I forgot to show you guys that. You probably noticed in the background right there, really, if you look really close, a couple of original sketches I got from Wendy Pini last year. And when she was giving sneak peeks and talking about what's coming out next, because I asked her, she was you know, very slyly referring to this book. So, and of course now it's published by Dark Horse Comics, and you know, Wendy Pini used to be published by DC Comics, and before that it was Marvel Comics. Before that it was her own company, Warp Graphics. So on, so on. Okay, let's just get moving on to it though. Some Wolverine goodness here. Issue number 3 of the second installment of the Origins series here. This is the Savage, right? The Savage, okay. So yeah, basically stuck in this circus, and basically the plot of this one, or I'll kind of give you the final bits of it. Within the series, you find out when Sabretooth first comes into contact with Logan, and Sabretooth's woman, she's all kind of messed up on one side, presumably by Sabretooth. But anyways, his woman and Sabretooth end up helping Wolverine escape. So it's going to be some interesting interactions between, you know, Sabretooth and that whole dynamic going on there. Some great series coming to a end shortly here, but then being renewed. Here's Wolverine and the X-Men, issue number 41. Really good series. I like it. I mean, I have nothing bad to ever say about this book at all. I mean, it's just so great. But most of it in this particular issue has a lot to do with Toad and his actions and you know, the consequences of what he was doing. So there's that, and then the final issue of Wolverine and the X-Men here, number 42, which is really cool. I kind of like this. Basically, it's got a bunch of different artists in it, and it's graduation day, and it has a little bit to do with the future. Kind of goes into the future some interaction there with Storm, or not Storm, Idy and Logan in the future, which they've done previously in this series. But look at this cover. This is really great. So Quentin Quire basically graduates in this, and it's kind of a funny stuff happens with that or whatever, and shows some stuff in the, again, going to the future. So it was a nice book, kind of good to kind of end it, and it was kind of neat where Chris Bachalo was the last person to do a little bit of his artwork in this book. So it's kind of neat. The ending of this book ends up with the same artist that it was that it began with. So that's kind of fitting. But this cover is really great. That's the special thing about it. You know, homage to X-Men 142. I think it's 142, yeah, of Wolverine here, and it's saying "graduate?" question mark with on those guys. So that's really cool. I really like the cover. Even has this little Banff code approved right there. That's really cool. So I keep saying ending in quotations because, which is next week, right here, amazing Wolverine and the X-Men issue number 1. So it's just restarting March 5th. So next week, class is back in session. So just a renumbering. Again, I don't know if I really agree with that renumbering, that it really needs it, but whatever. Marvel's no. Okay, Savage Wolverine, issue number 15. Beautiful artwork for sure. And this one continuing on with these, I don't know, these, I guess these assassins, these hitmen working for, you know, the other French mob bootlegger guys or whatever. Anyways, Wolverine here on the hunt to go get his friends, the kids of his friends that was slaughtered in the previous issue. So he's, you know, out for blood basically, because I mean, once you hurt somebody Wolverine loves, I mean, you better look out. So they give a little more backstory on the bad guys in here too, gives them a little insight into their past and why they are, or who they are, and then continues the struggle with them. So really good story. I liked it. Savage Wolverine so far. Really kicking ass. Okay, next one here, the continuing this series, Wolverine, issue number 2. This one, Scott thought I was probably gonna, you know, throw a fit with this one, but so far I'm still reserved, even after reading this one. Don't know where it's going. I really can't pass judgment. It's interesting. I'm understanding that, you know, for any character, you got to throw them in one direction and then throw them in the other. They've already gone to the one extreme, showing where Wolverine's healing factor's gone, you know, haywire, just excessive, and that's where he went all furl and, you know, the snub nose and lots of hair and big teeth and, you know, gnarled finger claws, you know, all that kind of thing. Where his healing factor just went crazy. So now this is the other spectrum. I kind of get that, but as a Wolverine fan, I'm kind of sort of disliking it, but again, still reserved on the storyline until it's completed. But anyways, good interaction. I love the interaction between Spider-Man and Wolverine. It's really neat. Wolverine's trying to go after Spider-Man to talk to him about some possible connections between the Goblin and Sabretooth, and Spider-Man's trying to get away from him because he thinks he's trying to come and talk to him about Spider-Man just previously quitting the Avengers, which he did in the you know, Superior Spider-Man storyline, just when the Goblin Nation started. So some really interesting conversation with them there. But then, spoiler here at the end, Wolverine gets tossed off a building where Wolverine and Spider-Man were talking, and within that conversation, Spider-Man, he's dropping a web line, and Wolverine asks him what he's doing, and he says he's measuring. To me, so I'm wondering, was he measuring just to, you know, where his web's got to go to throw him off the building, or was he measuring because the suit, is that insinuating that he was measuring for the suit because he, if you know, he's got this new ablation armor in the series, and so I'm wondering if, because, you know, Spider-Man, Peter Parker, Otto Octavius is very techy, I wonder if because of his condition, it's Spider-Man who ends up creating his armor. I wonder. They never really mentioned or said in the first issue that it was particularly the character called the Offer who gave him the armor. So I'm wondering there. So interesting, I could say at the least. But again, I'm not gonna flip out until I finish this particular storyline and then be able to pass judgment. A question for you guys too. I'm just wondering, most of my books I wasn't able to get any more bags and boards. I forgot them, dang it, and that makes me go a little Rain Man-esque, you know, kind of gotta have them in the bags. Yeah, books gotta be in the bags. Okay, go in the corner and kind of, you know, shake and just they're not in their bags. So, that's bad to say, but anyways, yeah, I'm just wondering, do you guys go a little Rain Man when your books aren't in bags and boards? And it's probably going to be a few weeks until I get some. So there's a question, comment below. Next up, getting into the Spider-Man stuff here. I thought I had this one, but I didn't. So I was glad it was on shelf here. But issue number 26 of the Superior Spider-Man. Basically, sum this issue up. Fight between Hobgoblin and you know, the Green Goblin. Spoiler here: the Green Goblin, the original Green Goblin, Kingsley doesn't die, but the other Hobgoblin, Phil Urich, hides that fact. So it's an ongoing thing with the Hobgoblin franchise. But so good issue, love it. And Ramos artwork, that's good shit right there. Okay, another one, kind of an interesting cover, but very stupid numbering. I hate it, which kind of distracts from the issue for myself as a long-time comic book reader. But issue 27 point now, or rather issue number 1, and this is the only time you're probably going to see issue number 1. It's not going to continue with number 2. It's the next one is issue number 28. Very stupid numbering. I hate it. It is issue number, or part 1. In Goblin Nation, and I don't think they should put this huge, big-ass number 1 on it unless it is a new number 1, which renumbering really bugging me so much that I'm talking more about the numbering than the book, which was really great, by the way, I'll say that. But, you know, like some indie books, like, say, BPRD, their numbering goes, you know, for every storyline. So if it's a 4-issue storyline, they go issue 1, 2, 3, 4 of that particular storyline. But on the inside of the indicia, they show that it's issue, say, number 67 of an ongoing series. So they still have some kind of ongoing numbering, but they number the storylines too. So if you just want to get them those single stories in trade or whatever, they're a little more separate. So Marvel, either friggin' adopt that kind of numbering or continue with the original numbering, because that BS. Okay. The issue, let me flip through it, kind of see what was. Yeah. So anyways, the return of Peter Parker is coming back very soon. A lot of Peter Parker fighting Otto's memories or whatever, going through there, and him fighting his way back, and some interaction between the Green Goblin and Spider-Man, and then an attack on Spider Island. So I'm loving the storyline. It's going really great. And here's issue number 20 of that, Goblin Nation Part 2. Here's one of the coolest things. Mary Jane with some web slingers. Anyways, yes. So, yeah, just overall, I can't say too much. I'm kind of running out of time, but really great story. And spoiler here at the end, though, while Mary Jane is trying to get all the, say, chess pieces off the board, getting all those loved ones of Peter Parker away from the Green Goblin, unfortunately, there's one that does get kidnapped at the end. I'm sad. That makes it very interesting. You know, it gives it the little dun-dun-dun at the end. Okay, last few here. I'll show you, because I'm running out of time. Here's Spawn, issue number 240, and basically really excited to see, at the end of this one, the return of Wings of Redemption. And if you've been a long-time fan of Spawn, really cool. I got a big-ass Wings of Redemption over there. Really cool. So that's really interesting. Been a pretty good series. And just to sum it up here, the last two haven't read. Issue 121 and 122 of Walking Dead for my wife. Of course, you guys know I'm very, very far behind that. And that too. Walking Dead, the novel, part 2. I ordered that for her birthday. Okay, so that's about that, you guys. I'm going to get out of here. That's my time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave your comments below. And I'll talk to you all later.